I can't get my bun in frame. I haven't turned these lights on to film in such a long time. You guys have not been in my room for such a long time. So I thought I'd set the mood for the occasion. All right. Welcome back to another Millennial in Debt video. If you are new here, please hit the subscription button below and turn on that notification bell so you get every single time I upload a video. My future rich friends in the making, what it do? How are we doing on this fine? Today's Sunday, but I think you'll see this on a Monday in the near future. So how are we doing on this fine day in the future? Today we're going to be talking about high-paying remote jobs. These jobs some of them require bachelor's degrees, some of them require certification, some of them require experience, but I'm going to give you the list and, let you know what they're paying and what's going on in this pandemic world where everything really should be remote, You know what I'm saying? So let's dive right into the list. All right, first things first is going to be for my peoples with a social worker degree, a sociologist. First things first, this is going to be for my school social workers or anyone looking into social work. School social workers are currently, for the most part, working remote. Not everywhere, not in every state, so please don't come at me in the comments. Do your due diligence and research. But school social workers start off usually about $50,000 a year, depending on the state again. And social workers obviously, help the students, make sure they're okay. Similar to school psychologists in that way, but they are in social work. I know in New York City, you have to have a master's degree or they give you 5 years to obtain your master's degree. So this is a job that you are going to have at least a bachelor's to get started with, and you will have to earn your master's degree, along some certain time period. The next job we're going to be talking about are librarians. And if you're a school librarian, that's even better. So librarians make about $16 an hour on average across our nation. If you are a school librarian, they will be paying you more. School librarians, it's a give and take influx. Sometimes they're in demand, sometimes they're not. So it really just depends. But right now, I know a lot of librarians, even for the New York Public Library, that was remote for like 7 months. They still kept their librarians on. The librarians were very helpful and useful during this time, even though they were remote. So $16 an hour is, not too shabby. And as you get more experience, you obviously earn more money. I am told that you do have to have a master's degree in order to be a librarian, though. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Home stylists are the next job that we're going to be talking about that has shifted into more remote because of the pandemic. They make about $56,000 a year. You do not need to have a degree to be a home stylist, but you do have to have experience in interior design, obviously. And these types of things are so tricky because you get experience by getting a job, and most of the jobs want you to already have experience. So internships and things like that, or I guess, knowing the right people, having the right connections and networking really will get you into the door. But once you're in there, you have the real good opportunity to make some coin. You start at 56 and you only climb from there. The next job is music licensing manager, and they make about $82,000 a year. That shocked me. Every time I put together these, lists of jobs paying money, there's always one or two jobs where I'm just like, come again? And so what this job requires you to do is to obviously make sure that the copyright is in order for whoever you're working with, whether it's a brand, a business, a corporation, artist, whatever it is, but you are responsible for making sure the copyright, all of those things are, in order, and making sure that the artist is compensated for their music, whether it's in a TV show, a movie, a play, whatever it is. So I guess you do have some responsibilities on your shoulder. So, they deserve the money. Fine. Still was kind of shocked though. All right, shifting into the math and science department because, that's a department that I don't do well in. The math and science department is always in high demand, and they are shifting more of their jobs to be more remote and to be more accommodating in this, this world. So data analysts make about $118,000 a year on average. Why didn't I study math and science? Why did I want to be a humanitarian? Yeah, so that was a woe is me moment. But like I said, business data analysts make about $118,000 a year, and their job is what they say. They analyze the data for businesses and, make sure that the business is making the most profitable decisions and making the best money, and that the user is having a great, interaction with whatever business it is that they're working with. So they study all the data, and they make sure the company keeps improving and make sure the company keeps making money for the most part. That's their job, and they get paid to do it well. We're going to dive right into the insurance industry. So the insurance industry is in high demand. Majority of their jobs are shifting into remote, and looking like they're going to probably stay remote. I've talked to a couple of my friends that are in that industry, and that ranges from $58,000 to $116,000, right? You could be an underwriter, loss prevention. There's also clinical analyst. Is that what it is? Clinical consultant. Yes, they're making on the higher end in the industry, so they're capping out usually around $116,000. And in the insurance industry, it's one of those industries that they can make really a lot of money, and they usually don't require not too much certifications and not too many degrees either. Most don't require a bachelor's, sometimes an associate's, and some none at all. So if insurance is your passion, or if money is your passion, the insurance industry, they're always hiring. We need insurance for everything. So when we go into the real estate and mortgage world, let me tell you, I don't know what the real estate market is doing, but people in real estate are still making money, and I think that's where I need to be at. A residential appraiser makes about $60,000 a year, and residential appraisers, I know I had to pay like $350 for someone to come and appraise my house. So yeah, to tell me how much my house is worth. They make a lot of money. But you can also do a whole bunch of different other things in the real estate and mortgage pretty much industry. My friend just made like a $5,000 bonus for September. I did not. So yeah, insurance and real estate, y'all. Make the switch. Then we get into marketing. So people in marketing are averaging $67,000 up to $126,000 doing different things in the marketing world. You can be an operations manager, you can be a marketing specialist, a marketing analyst. I know the senior marketing analyst, I think, is the one making the top bucks. Analysts make so much money because they really need to analyze what's going on, what's working, and they make the company more money, so the company will pay them money to make them more money. It's a cycle. That's how it works. Then we go back sort of into retail, really just product managers. Product managers usually start at $42,000, and you can work your way up to $146,000. So if retail is really your jazz, and you like to see production of things, and it doesn't have to just be like working in a Macy's. Retail can be anything, and anything you're selling, really. And so you can start off making like the $40K and work your way up and develop so many cool products before they, get to the consumer. They get to me, they get to us. So that's something you want to think about if retail is something you're very interested in and you like a lot. And last, but certainly not least, we have the engineering industry, software engineers and all these other things. They're starting off usually around $55,000 to $118,000. And again, engineering, and 118 is not their cap. I know engineers can really get up there, and they work hard, so they deserve it. And anything in engineering is obviously going to require a bachelor's degree for the most part. And a lot of the jobs are now starting to require master's degrees. But like I said, they are also shifting more into remote work. So if this pandemic does get a little wild, let me correct myself, any wilder, and we really need to be more remote, then the engineering department or the engineering industry is definitely on the rise, definitely in high demand, and you can find a whole ton of remote opportunities that make a lot of money, as you can see. So we're going to wrap this thing up, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.